Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap on 90 Day Fiance Season 9, Episode 8. It's titled Get Off Your High Horse. And I don't know who that's referring to. I have no clue. Let's get started. All right, first couple is Shida and Blau. And Shida, ooh, she got on my nerves this episode. Okay, Shida is annoyed about having kids issue with Bilal. It's Friday, the holy day for them to go to for Muslims. They're supposed to go to Juma to pray. It's like church, I guess. It's like people go to church on Sunday to worship and pray. They go to Juma on Fridays to pray, I guess, and worship. That's my understanding anyway. But since Shida is annoyed with Bilal, she tells him that she is not going to Juma. And she explains to him that where she's from, the men have to go to Juma, but the women, it's their choice. They go if they want to. You know, it's their choice. My hair's so frizzy. I just took it out of a twist and it's just, Anyway, where was I? Yeah, she explains to him that where she's from, the women don't have to go to Juma, but the men have to go. And so she basically tells him that she does not want to go to Juma. But I can see Bilal's side. Bilal doesn't, he knows that she doesn't have to go. He wants her to go with him. And the only reason she's not going is because she's pissed off at the fact that he claimed he won't have a baby with her. And the last time she went, he ignored the crap out of her and didn't introduce her to anybody. So that's why she doesn't want to go. But then again, he was pissed off at her because she smacked him upside the head twice and grabbed his face and was arguing with him. That's why he didn't introduce her to anybody, and that's why he ignored her when they went to Juma last time. At this point, this couple is boring. They bore the crap out of me. He keeps saying he doesn't want to have kids with her. I think he wants to have kids with her. I think that's just his storyline. He's just telling her that because they need a storyline. Anyway, she tells him that he lectures her 24/7. And because he's still trying to convince her to go to Juma. He says, what if I don't shower? I stop showering. What does that have to do with her going to, not wanting to go to Juma? If you stop showering, Blau, that's a hygiene issue. If she doesn't go to Juma, that's a spiritual choice. The two doesn't have anything to do with each other. They don't coincide. They don't correlate. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Blau. Anyway, I'm so childish. Anyway, she told him she don't want to go. Full stop. End of conversation. So then he finds out that the pins that she used for her scarves on her head, she's sticking them into the arm of his sofa. And she thinks that's a cool thing to do. That's an okay thing to do. No. For once, I'm on his side. No. I wouldn't want anybody sticking pins in my sofa. What happens if they stick me? What happens when the kids come over and visitors come over and there's pins in the sofa? I think she put them in the arm of the sofa. Why would you do that? And then he says he's stepping on them all over the place. Be more careful with your pins. Those pins can run up in your foot, run up in your arm. Be careful with your pins, Shida. I wouldn't want pins all over the damn place. Is she crazy? And she basically tells him that the sofa won't deflate. It's not a point of the sofa deflating. And he says, do you know how expensive this sofa is? It's not about the sofa being expensive. It's not about the sofa deflating. It's a safety hazard. The kids can get stuck. You can get stuck with these pins. No, don't put the pins. That's not where they belong. Put them where they belong. In a box somewhere or on a cushion stick pin specifically in your bedroom or on your dresser or somewhere for them. Make a place for them. Don't just stick them in the couch. Are you crazy? What the hell? I have a problem with that too. No. Anyway, in real time, these two, they bicker and argue, but they're still together. In real time, they're still together. She's defending him on social media. So, yeah, they're still together. Anyway, the next scene, we see Shida. She's home alone, and she's washing her feet from the kitchen sink. And then she's splashing water all over the place. And then she goes to pray. And then he comes home, Bilal comes home, and he's like, why is water all over the place? And she says, well, I was praying and I was washing my feet. Okay, then you wipe up the water. So then he explains to her. I was surprised. He didn't get annoyed. He didn't get upset. He explained to her that water on wood is not good. You need to wipe it up. So she wiped up the floor, the water up off the floor, and he wipes up the water on the sink and the counter area. How dare she do that and not make a mess and don't wipe it up? Why would you do that? What's her problem? Who does that? I'd have been pissed. I'd have went the hell off. Then come to find out, he goes into the drawer where the cutlery is, and the shit is all over the place. He has it a thing that separates the spoons from the forks from the knives, and she just throws everything in the drawer instead of putting everything where it belongs. She just throws everything in the drawer. And then come to find out, the crap that she throws in the drawer is dirty. She throws the dirty cutlery in with the clean cutlery in the drawer. She's disgusting. She's got to go. Absolutely not. She would have to go. She's disgusting. I think she's 37 years old. I think what it is, she probably lived with her mother, and her mother did everything. Her mother cleaned up after her, cooked, and took care of everything. That's what it was. That's what it is, I think. Because she's nasty. She's disgusting. Why would you put dirty forks in with clean forks in a drawer? Why would you do that? Imagine you go in your drawer and get a fork out to eat with, and the fork is dirty, and you don't realize the fork is already dirty, and you put it in your mouth. That's disgusting. She's got to go. She has to go. And I was surprised how cool and calm and collected he was. I'd have been pissed. So that's the end of Bilal and disgusting Shida. Yeah. Next is Kobe and Emily. And in this episode, they did not show that baby, Coben. And I'm glad they didn't show the baby Coben. I mean, I like kids. I like babies. They're cool. They're cute and everything. But that Coben, he stressed me out. And I'm just watching him on the TV, and he stresses me out. Fussing and crying. He stresses me the crap out. I am glad they did not show Coben. I don't want them to show Coben ever again. I don't hate the baby. Babies are cute. Babies are nice. But that baby stresses me out. I don't want to see him again. No. Keep him off the screen. Sorry if whoever doesn't like that, but that's how I feel. I don't want Coben on the screen anymore. Now, with that being said, okay, so they want Kobe to pull his weight. So they give him boots and gloves, and they take him to the stables. Kobe says the horses stink. He's not used to being around horses. He's scared shitless. He don't know what they're going to do to him. He don't know if they're going to bite him, trample him, spit on him, kick him. He don't know what these horses are going to do. He's scared shitless of these horses. And then he's complaining that he's cold. And he says he's missing his friends at home where he used to play handball and drink good beer. Those were his words, not mine. But that's what you get, Kobe. When you fail to cover up your John Thomas and you make the beast with the two backs with a foreign stranger, this is what happens to you. You find yourself somewhere way out there in the West. I think they're in the West. The only black person shoveling manure in the cold in a stinking stable. That's what happened. Anyway, so the mother shows Kobe how to shovel the horse manure. And he's saying how it stinks. And you know what she says? She goes, it's just chewed up grass. I think that's what she said. No, it's horse shit. It's manure. Lady, who you think you're fooling? So anyway, she tells him that she's basically old and she can't shovel it anymore, so somebody's got to do it. And I guess the husband can't do it because he's just as old as she is. And Emily ain't going to do it because she's the princess. So somebody got to do it. Colby, ding, ding, ding. It's you. So if Colby wasn't there, who would be shoveling the manure? Who? She and her husband, they're too old to do it. And Emily is the princess. I guess the sister would have been doing it. Does she have a brother? I think the brother and the sister would have been doing it. I don't know. But Colby, that's your job. But Colby is a former underwear model. His hands are probably softer than mine. He don't know nothing about a shovel. Does he even know what a shovel is? Anyway, Emily's telling him how to, Emily tells him to get to shoveling. Because he's just standing there. So she tells him to get to shoveling. And every 2 scoops, he stops and takes a break. And Emily's telling him to hurry up because she wants to go chill out. She wants to go hang out. So she's telling him to hurry up. And she's watching him like a hawk. And she's telling him what to do. And she's telling him how to do it. And he kind of finally gets fed up. And he told her to shut the F up. He actually said the word. He didn't say F. He said the word. He told her to shut the F up. Right there in front of her mother. And then when she's walking off, he said, F off. He said the word. He said, F off. I don't think she heard that part, though. So the princess, she gets pissed off and she goes back to her castle. And then stupid ass Colby is trying to explain to the mother why he told her to F off. You can't tell somebody to F off in front of their parents or their siblings. They're not going to be on your side, stupid. But so he's trying to explain to the mother why he said she kept bickering and kept telling me what to do. And the mother said, well, my husband don't ever talk to me that way. Colby, did you think she was going to be on your side? Come on now. Emily is the princess of that family. She tells everybody else what to do. They kiss her butt. Not the other way around. Okay? So anyway, he feels bad, I guess. So he goes into the house and they're bickering again. And then he knows he's not going to win the argument. So he apologized to her for telling her to F off. But she ain't having it. She ain't happy. And that was the end of Colby and Emily. And I'm glad. I'm glad it was a nice, short segment and no Colby sucking on the teeth. Thank you. Next up is Jabri and Miona. So they pack and they get in the car and they drive to Chicago. They didn't show them saying goodbye to his parents, so I don't know what happened there. But they both are worried about David, how Miona is going to interact with David. So then, in his confessional, Jabri tells us just how violent David is. Jabri said, when they were in high school, David was an immigrant, fresh off the boat from Serbia. And he used to tease David, about his accent. He said he used to make fun of David, about his accent. And he said David kicked his head into a coma for 3 days. All I can say to that is wow. Because I came to this country from Jamaica when I was 11 years old, and I got teased. One time somebody asked me the time, and I said 1:30 instead of 1:30, and I still get teased about it. I got teased when I was in high school because I had big breasts. I still do. Got teased. People are constantly being teased. You don't kick somebody's head in and put them in a coma for 3 days. Ooh-wee. Just about everybody got teased in high school. That's what kids do. We tease each other. They used to tease me about my feet. They had Flintstone feet. Just because my second toe ain't longer than my big toe. I have perfect feet. My feet are beautiful. What are they teasing me about that for? Anyway, these were friends anyway. They weren't people that, they were friends. Maybe they weren't friends when he was teasing him. Maybe that's why he got his head kicked into a coma. I don't know. But if somebody put me into a coma, I'd be terrified of them. I couldn't be friends with them. I'd be terrified. Just for teasing you, you put me in a coma? That means you fly off for the handle for anything. For the smallest thing. Because being teased is not, it's not bad. Everybody gets teased. Anywho. Then Jabri said he met after that he met a Serbian girl at a party, and they started dating. And they dated he said 3 months later, he found out that the girl was David's twin sister. The guy that kicked his head in. He said when him and the sister broke up, him and David bonded over music. And they've been best friends now for 10 years. Go figure. Jabri tells Miona that he wants to apologize to his band members for deserting them because he left them high and dry for Miona. I don't know why he did that, why he couldn't have a girlfriend and be in the band at the same time. I don't know. Anyway, the next scene, they get to Chicago and they go to see David. And David, is the owner of a trucking company. Is the owner/operator of a trucking company. That's impressive. You go, David. So David greets them both, Miona and Jabri, very warmly, gives them hugs and everything. And David wants Jabri to come work with him at the trucking company. He's got a truck ready for him and everything. And I think Jabri thinks that he's too good to drive a truck. He's like, I ain't no truck. I want to do music. I think he thinks he's too. And Miona is telling David, don't try to force him to do something he don't want to do. I can understand Miona's side of it. She don't want her man on the road and she hardly ever gets to see him. I can understand that. And I wouldn't want to be a trucker because I don't like to drive. I'm not a driver. Driving is just not for me. So I wouldn't want to be it. But I think he thinks that trucking is probably too, it's not his, it's beneath him. That's what I think. That's just what I think. May not be the truth. That's just what I think. Anywho, David goes in on him. David said, you don't have no job. You living with your parents. I'm trying to give you this truck so you can make some money. So David makes sense. What he should do is go drive the truck for a couple of months and get some money and take Miona to California so she can have her beach wedding. Go do that. Just to do it for a few months. It's a free job being offered to you. Free truck. Everything just being offered to you. But you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I just want to make me some music. But anywho, Jabri, when David said, you ain't got no job. You living with your parents. How you going to survive? How you surviving? When he said that to Jabri got mad and said, you're acting like my parents, man. So he got annoyed with David for saying that. But David is the voice of reason. But anyway, Miona tells David that don't be trying to force Jabri into doing something that he doesn't want to do. And she said, she's going to be his wife and she has his best interest at heart. That's what she tells David about Jabri. But in his confessional, David talks to the camera and he says he thinks Miona is holding Jabri back. I don't know how. How is she holding him back? I don't know. He's here to do his music. That's what he wants to do. Holding him back from what? He doesn't want to be a trucker. That's not in his future. I think he should do it just for a few months to get some money, but he don't want to do that. I don't think Miona is holding him back from doing that. That's just something he just doesn't want to do. So the next scene is, I guess she's in a hotel room. We see Miona on her laptop and her phone trying to make arrangements for this beach wedding because Jabri promised her if she comes to Chicago and gets along with what's his name? David, then she'll get her beach wedding. And hey, she's doing her part. But she's having a hard time because she's trying to book this wedding and 90 days is not enough time for people to want to do a wedding. So she's having a hard time with that. So then we see Jabri at his at the studio with his band members. And they're getting ready to do a music session, and Jabri wants to text Miona before he turns his phone off to let her know that he's going to be turning his phone off. And I think that's a very courteous thing to do. I think that's what he should do. That's his girlfriend. She's here in Chicago all by herself in a hotel room. You're going to be at this session for God knows how long. It's good for him to text her and let her know, hey, I'm turning my phone off. Don't get worried or anything. I'm at the studio. I'm just going to turn my phone off during the session. But then when he tells, when he mentions that he's going to text Miona before he turns his phone off, David is like, what are you texting her for? She's fine. She's all right. What are you texting her for? And I'm getting a message. Okay. And Jabri gets annoyed with David and puts his hand on David's head. What are you doing that for? What are you touching him for? And said, come on, stop, calm down, stop. And David ain't having it. David took him to the floor. Now, you know David kicked your head in and put you in a coma. Why are you touching him? Why would you touch him? Leave that man alone. So they start to fight, and then the scene goes off. I don't think he kicked his head in this time. But I wouldn't be touching him like that. And I know he kicked my head in. Yeah, but they started to fight, and then the scene went off, and that's the end of Jabri, Miona, and David. Next up, it's Yvette and Mohammed. Eve and Mohammed. She got on my nerves. So it's the morning after. She slept on the couch. I don't know why she did that. She went out to eat with her girlfriends and Mohammed. They disrespected him, and she got mad at him and ended up sleeping on the couch. Now it's the next morning, and she says she feels bad that her friends disrespected him, so she's going to forget it, and she's going to try and make him feel better by making him breakfast. She says she made him breakfast and taking him to a mosque. So they get to the mosque, and she has to cover up her hair, and she's pissed that she has to cover up her hair. You have to cover up your hair for maybe 20 minutes while you're in the mosque, and you're pissed? That pisses you off? Because you have to cover up your gorgeous hair? So she's pissed. She is pissed that she has to cover up her hair. Wow. She's the one that took him to the mosque, but she's pissed that she has to cover up her hair in the mosque. Anywho, I think she's a total moron. I think he acts more mature than she does. So when they get to the mosque, they split up. The men pray with the men, the women pray with the men. She's pissed at that. Why? Why are you pissed at that? What's the big deal? Who cares? So she's pissed at that. She's bitching about that. And again, it was her idea to go to the damn mosque. She should just drop him off. Or let him go in and she sit outside in the freaking car. If she's so mad that she got to cover up her hair and she can't pray with him. He pray on this side, she pray on that side. She's ridiculous. I can't with her. In a touching confessional, Muhammad tells us how his father died when he was 14 years old. I feel so bad for Muhammad. Meanwhile, Eve is in another room, or she's off to the other side of the room, I think. Maybe she's off to the other side of the room. I don't know if she's in another room or off to the other side of the room and she's praying with the other lady. And I think she should have done some research before going to this mosque, because I feel like she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She don't know what to do. She doesn't know why she's doing it. She doesn't know who she's praying to. She doesn't know what she's praying for, what she's praying about. She's just lost and clueless. I think she should have done some research on a mosque and the Muslim culture and the Islam culture or whatever, or the religion or whatever, before she went there, because she don't know what the hell she's doing. Meanwhile, Muhammad is comfortable as hell. He's he's praying with the other guys. He's talking to the other guys, and he looks comfortable. He's in his element. I think for the first time, he's happy to be in the States, because he's somewhere where he feels comfortable. He's doing something that's familiar to him. Eve said in her confessional that she is worried that Muhammad is going to expect her to convert to Islam. And To me, she may as well convert. Because she already got rid of half her sexy clothes, the majority of her sexy clothes. She stopped drinking wine. She stopped eating pork. She know the rule now that you can't have a man in the house and be alone with him. She just have to pray 10 times a day. Get used to praying 10 times a day, and boom, she got it. Anyway, she tells him that she doesn't plan on converting to Islam. In his confessional, Muhammad said they discussed this from the very beginning. They discussed this, and she knows what to expect. And I believe him. I believe him. Because before he got there, she got rid of half her sexy clothes. I said this last review. She got rid of her sexy clothes, the majority of her sexy clothes. She quit eating pork. She stopped drinking wine or alcohol or whatever. So they did discuss this. He said from the very beginning we talked about this. And I agree with him. They did. Because before he even got there, she started converting. And now she has a problem with converting. Now that he's there, she has a problem with him with converting. I don't get it. I don't understand her. I think she is going to convert, but she's just making it a storyline. It has to be a storyline. And I think she's a horrible actress. Because last episode, when she was acting all mad when they were driving back home from the dinner, I think she was acting, and her acting sucked. She was just fake as... Yeah. I think she's a horrible actress, and I think she's just being negative or going against him for a storyline. So the next scene, she wants to leave to go have dinner or a drink with one of the heifers from last episode. And he's saying, well, your son is not here. We can chill out at home, make dinner, and sit on the couch and watch a movie. But no, she wants to go hang out with her friend instead of staying home with him. I would have a problem with that too. I come all this way to see you. I'm not here that long. He hasn't even been here a month, I don't think. And she's running off to go be with her friend instead of staying home with him. The man she claims she loves. I don't get it. I'd rather stay home with my man and run off to go have dinner with some friend. Would have just had dinner with the friends. Probably the day before or that same week or whatever. And she's running off to go see the friend again? Nah, I'd stay home with my man. Yeah. Have some quality time. But no. She runs off to go ahead and hang out with her friend. And he doesn't get it. So he asks her, are you going to drink while you're out? She goes, I may have a glass of wine. He goes, really? Really? Is that what we're doing? So she tells him, I'm not going to be long, and she leaves out. So in his confessional, Muhammad said that he's afraid that her friend is going to influence her to do, I guess, to drink. I don't know. But Muhammad, check it out. This woman is 49 years old. She's almost 50 years old. She's going to do what the hell she want to do. She's past the age where she is being peer pressured. So if she want to have a drink, the heifer's going to have a drink. Okay? All right. Ain't nobody going to pressure her or influence her to do anything. She's well past the age of being peer pressured. Okay, so she goes to meet heifer number 2 at the restaurant. And heifer number 2 still have her boobs out. And of course, they have a drink. And Eve bitches to heifer number 2 about going to the mosque with her and the fact that she had to cover up her hair. And then she had tears in her eyes when she said it. I don't have a scarf, but you have to cover up your hair and you're crying. You got tears in your eyes because you had to cover up your hair. Then they talk about Muhammad being disrespected when all the heifers was talking to him about sex, about his sex life. And then heifer number 2 starts to cry. She's crying so much, tears are running down all up into her mouth. Tears pouring down her face. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know why she's crying. I don't even know. I'm lost. Why are they're crying. Tears in one eye. The other one has tears running down the face. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. But I'm done. I'm done with stupid Eve and her heifer friends disrespecting Muhammad and treating him like crap and crying for what reason, I don't know. She brought this man here. She knows he's Muslim. She knows what he likes, what he wants, what he doesn't want, what he wants her to do, what he does. And she's crying, and then the friend's crying, and it's too much for me. I can't. I'm done with them. I think this is the last. No, this is not the last couple. Let me see. Is this the last couple? No. Next up is Binium and Ariella. So Ari takes Binium to an MMA gym. Binium is nervous, excited, and happy all at once. At the gym, the trainer had him put on some gloves, and they're in the cage, and he's sparring. He's telling him, jab one, jab two, whatever. And he's impressed with Binium, and Binium is having a good old time. And Binium knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to box. He's following all the commands that the trainer is giving him, and he's doing a good job. And the guy is very impressed with Binium, and Binium is just in his element. And Ari said she's happy for Binium to go for his dreams, but she wants him to spend time with her. And I don't understand her. The trainer tells Binium that he needs to come 2 hours to train every day. He needs to come to the gym 2 hours to train. And it takes 2 hours to drive to the gym. 1 hour there, 1 hour back. So that's 4 hours altogether. Why is she talking about he can't spend time with her? And then she said she can get a job online, an online job. So why wouldn't they be able to spend time together? I don't know. And when they're together, she's negative and crabby anyway, and argumentative anyway. That's all she wants to do, be negative and argue. So why would you want? Why would he want to spend time with her? She's a freaking crab. That's what she is. She's always bitching, moaning, and griping. She never smiles. She's never happy. She's just a negative person. I wouldn't want to be around her either. So the next scene, Ari drops Benny off at the gym. And there's a girl fighter there. Her name is Melissa. And meanwhile, Ari takes Avi to a playground, and she's on her phone working while she's chasing around after Avi. Avi's such a cute kid. Oh, he's so happy-go-lucky. I love it. Just love it. That's great that she's able to work on her phone. Excuse me. So 3 hours later, she goes to pick up Binium from the gym. When she gets to the gym, she sees Binium wrestling with Melissa. And oh, hell. Hell to the no, hell to the no, hell to the no. She goes over to Melissa and she goes, who are you? Who are you? Melissa said, Melissa. And she said to Binium, why didn't you tell me you were wrestling with a female? Binium said, I forgot. He said, I forgot. He knows that if he told her that, she wouldn't allow him to come to the gym. So he told her, I forgot. He should just said, because you wouldn't allow me to come to the damn gym if I told you I was wrestling with a girl. But apparently, I guess when he comes, he doesn't know who he's wrestling with. The guy just make him wrestle with somebody. And I think the producers did that intentionally to piss off Ari, because they have to spice it up. If that scene didn't happen, it would have been boring. So they have to spice it up. So they made him, he probably said to the trainer, hey, you have a girl that he can wrestle with? Yeah, let him wrestle with a girl. The producer set that up. Yeah, that's a setup. So Ari said to Melissa, you're wearing full makeup? You come to the gym with full makeup on? You're going to be wrestling sweaty and you got makeup on. What's up with that? And Ari said to Binium, you should have told me that you was going to be wrestling with a girl. Then she says to Melissa, would your boyfriend allow you to wrestle with a guy? She goes, I don't have a boyfriend. Melissa said, I don't have a boyfriend. And then Ari said, so you come to the gym with lashes on? And Melissa said, this is what I do. This is what I do. That's right. I come to the gym with lashes on, full makeup, lashes, everything. This is what I do. So Ari's pissed. And when they go outside, they're arguing in front of the camera. And this is what I say. I say, Binium, dump Ari and get with Melissa. That's what I say. Last but not least, we have Patrick and Saiz. So we see Patrick and Saiz. They're out on a date alone. No John, thank God. Last time they went out on a date, John tagged along. So now they're by themselves. They go to a restaurant. They're eating pasta. And they're talking about, Patrick tells Saiz that they're moving to Dallas, because I guess he's going to be opening up more businesses there in Dallas. And Dallas is nice and wider. So they're talking about their trip to, moving to Dallas. And come to find out, of course, John is moving with them to Dallas. And Saiz is not happy about that. She said he can get his own place. And I agree with her. Patrick is saying, oh, we're close. He helps me out a lot. I get the alarm accounts, and then John installs the alarms. And that's fine. They don't have to live together to do that. He can live a block away, 2 blocks away, 20 minutes away. They don't have to live in the same house. That's what Saiz is saying. He can live close by, but why do I have to live in the same friggin' house? I think he needs to get his own place. I agree with Saiz. I don't know what the hell is Patrick's problem. So Patrick tell her, John is moving with us, and that's the end of that. John is going to be living with them. But I'm tired of them discussing it. I don't understand why John wants to be up under his brother. Get your own freaking place. Why wouldn't you want you're a grown-ass man. Why wouldn't you want to have your own place? I don't get it. I think they're just codependent on each other. Patrick and John are just codependent on each other. So the next scene, Saiz and Patrick, they pack their crap up. The movers already come, but I guess they're packing up, other stuff to take in the vehicle with them to drive to Dallas. So they drive to Dallas. When they get there, Patrick has some stuff already set up, and Saiz don't like the setup. She's complaining about the setup, and she's complaining about this is her first time seeing the house in Dallas, and she's complaining about the house. She's saying it's smaller than the house in Austin, and it looks smaller. The kitchen looks smaller. The living room looks smaller. It's an upstairs, downstairs. So it's probably more footage than the house in Austin, but it looks tiny. And then he's saying that the house almost cost $1 million. Now, I used to live in Austin, okay, and I've been to Dallas several times. There are gorgeous houses in Dallas, huge, gorgeous houses in Dallas that don't cost nowhere near $1 million. So he got gypped. He could have done a lot better. He could have gotten a huge ass mansion looking house for nowhere near close to $1 million. So somebody gypped him. Whoever realtor he has, they gypped him, because there's gorgeous houses in Dallas. Gorgeous houses in Dallas. I have a friend that lives in Dallas. He has a 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom house. I went to visit him last year. Gorgeous house. Me and him went around looking at all these other gorgeous houses on a lake. Gorgeous houses that cost nowhere near $1 million. So I don't know what the hell he talking about. That house is tiny compared to the house he could have gotten for nowhere near $1 million in Dallas. So, I agree with her. That house looks tiny. Kitchen looks tiny. The living room looks tiny. I agree with her. And he's pissed that she doesn't like the house. He says, I grew up in a trailer park. She better get used to this house, or she better be grateful, or some nonsense he said. But he got gypped. He could have gotten a bigger house. Bigger house. For nowhere near $1 million in Dallas. Yes. But John has the entire second floor to himself, and Saiz is not happy about that. She wants them to have the whole house to themselves, and she's just not happy with it. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't be happy either. I wouldn't be happy that the kitchen is smaller than the house in Austin. I wouldn't be happy that the living room is smaller than the house in Austin. I wouldn't be happy that he gets that John has the whole second floor all to himself. I wouldn't be happy with that either. I wouldn't. No. But Patrick is pissed that she doesn't like the house, and he told her to deal with it. And that is the end of Patrick and Saiz. And this is the end of my review. I'll be back next week with another review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.